Go.
Hello and welcome to my presentation. Today I'm going to be going over my new marketing strategy for Buhi Bag Company. This presentation is going to involve things such as my review of the simulation that I did in preparation for being the marketing director here at Buhi Bags. It's also going to include things such as my target audience, what worked for me, what didn't work for me, things of that nature. I also am going to go over how much growth we received as a company and kind of how we got there. So let's get started. Let's see. Oh, this isn't working. Okay. So, the first thing I'm going to go over is the goals of the CMO. These are the goals that I received at the beginning of the year and kind of what the CMO wanted me to target as I went through with this project. So they wanted me to spend my entire budget, 25 on content, 75 on promotions. They wanted me to grow brand awareness, increase engagement, increase our sales, and outperform our peers and competitors. So these were my personal goals and things that I wanted to implement as I went throughout this process. So the first thing I wanted to do was focus on our budget. I wanted to only use the amount of our budget that I needed. I didn't want to use the entire budget allotted because I didn't think that we needed that much to really maximize our engagement and our performance of our content and posts. The next thing I wanted to do was build up our brand voice. I wanted to make sure that Buhi was recognizable and had honorable goals, things that we wanted to achieve, and that our followers and consumers know what those are. I didn't want to keep those a secret. I think it's really important that customers know what they're supporting and what company they're promoting. I wanted to create aesthetic looking content. I wanted our content to be cohesive, and I wanted it to be visually appealing so that people like going to our Instagram, they like going to our Facebook page, they like what they see. Next, I wanted to connect with customers. I wanted to make sure that their concerns were addressed, but I also wanted to interact with them on our posts and on our platforms. I think this really brings up engagement and makes people know that we're not just a brand, we're a voice behind our brand, and that we have ties to them and we care about what they think and feel, and we really want to support our customers. I also wanted to increase our network followers. I wanted to increase our following base on all our platforms. And I wanted to overall increase yearly revenue and the amount of sales we make, and also get maximum compensation for our investment. Make sure that we're getting a return on the money that we invest into these posts. Okay, so next is kind of my strategy for the simulation. Facebook and Instagram were my main platforms. This is where I gathered the most revenue and made the most money. I got the most engagement. These were my top two primary platforms, and I think that these are the platforms I want to focus on going into this new marketing strategy for Buhi. Posting time was really important. I needed to make sure that the times that we posted were times that we were going to get maximum engagement. This varies per platform. For some platforms it was earlier in the day, depending on the day. Some platforms it was later. So just paying attention to that and making sure that we post when we're going to get the most engagement on our posts. Another thing was target audience, and I noticed as I went throughout the simulation that this was the most important factor. At the beginning of the simulation, I didn't really pay attention to my target audience, and I noticed that my posts were performing very poorly. But as I went along and made sure to target a specific audience for each post, this is when I started getting good engagement, good revenue. I started getting more conversions, more customers, things like that. Promoting posts was also important. It's important to dedicate money to each post. This is what is gonna get the most engagement on your post, get the most views on your post, and this is really important when you're trying to switch viewers and followers to consumers and actual customers from your website. Okay, so another thing I wanted to focus on was the content type. I want to make sure that all our content is cohesive and looks the same, that it's aesthetically pleasing. In order to do this, all our content needs to have this same filter. We need to make sure that our product is clearly displayed, because this is going to be what is shared, what people see, how people recognize our brand. So it's really important that our product is clearly posted in all our posts. Make sure that it's aesthetic, it looks good, all our pictures are corresponding, have something to do with the next post, you know, they're not just random. And also that content is organic. It doesn't look fake, it doesn't look staged. It looks like we're in the moment, that we're taking these pictures, that we're having an experience. That's what we want to share with our customers, is our experience. Okay, so these are kind of the channels that I used and an overview of these channels. Instagram was by far the most successful. I gained the most revenue, the most engagement, the most conversions. This was my top site, and I think that's how I want it to be for our new marketing strategy. Instagram should be our main focus. Second to that was Facebook. Videos did really good on Facebook and generated a lot of interaction and also a lot of revenue. Third to these were Twitter, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. These sites performed okay, and I feel like we can get good revenue off of it, but they also shouldn't be our main priority. We shouldn't invest the most money into these. We should focus mostly on Instagram and Facebook. This is kind of how I plan to spend our budget here at Buhi. Data management, 9%, social ads, email marketing, search engine optimization is a big one and really important. I think we should invest a lot into that. Marketing, technology, content marketing, social media marketing. So our budget isn't going strictly to promotions, to posts, to content, to things like that. It's also going to other aspects of the marketing, and we're making sure that we're getting the whole scope rather than just, you know, targeting one specific place. Email is still such a big thing. Ads on the internet rather than just on social media platforms are going to be a big thing too. Okay, so this is my last post. This is information from the simulation. So from Facebook, I ended up getting 64,000 in revenue, Twitter 37,000, Instagram 178,000, Pinterest 35,000, LinkedIn 2,000. So that kind of just shows which platforms perform best. Obviously, Instagram was the one that generated the most revenue, with Facebook following, then Twitter, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. And I think this will be really important to focus on as we go throughout our marketing plan. It's really going to demonstrate where we'll get the most engagement, where we'll get the most conversions, things like that. So that's kind of the end of my presentation. I think that if we implement these strategies, that Buhi can do really well, and we can really grow our following base rather than keep it stagnant where we're at. And I think that also by implementing these things, we're going to see an improvement in content, an improvement in the followers we get, improvement in interactions, everything like that. So I think that these strategies are really important to implement. And I just want to thank you guys for listening to my little presentation. And that's all I have for you.